So this is our flagship. This is the Blackbird. This is the Blackbird Rolling Center. So rolls joints, the only machine that actually rolls a joint. So everything else you're trying to stuff a cone, and this is the only one on the market that rolls it just like you would by hand. You put a freshly ground flower up here. Preferably you want like a large grind size and high moisture content. That's going to keep all your terps intact. It's going to taste really, really great. These vibe trays move it onto the load cell. So load cell weighs it, accurate to 1/100th of a gram. That drops it down, and then there's a belt in there that very similar to the little like the hand rolling, joint rollers. It actually encapsulates the flour, and you can radially compact it just to exactly what you want it.
Okay.
And then so it rolls it. Paper gets fed in and cuts it in half, and you have two perfect joints that roll right out. So the hopper can hold about 1.5 pounds.
Okay.
I usually recommend closer to like 1/4 pound at a time, especially if you're using infused, because that'll want to congeal and like block up.
Yeah.
So like smaller is better, keeps it fresh too. Yeah, we do. We have customers that are rolling over 400,000 joints a month on one machine. But it's, my whole thing is you can have automation, you can have scalability, and still have a quality product. I feel like a lot of times people feel like they have to sacrifice the quality of the product coming out for the automation, and that just didn't sit well with me.
Okay.
The past 15 years I've been hand rolling joints, and I took it very seriously, and all about the grind size and making sure it's nice, even all the way down.
Yeah.
So I kind of took a lot of my own personal experience when I really started conceptualizing it. And that led me to a completely new technology than anybody else is working on. We prefer somewhere around like, 2 millimeter to like 4 millimeter, which is like a pretty big grind size. And that's really because you just don't want to pulverize your flour, because that'll pull all the THC off, all the terps, and so you want to make sure that everything is still intact on your flour. That's first and foremost. And then because we're radially compacting it, it doesn't matter, how sticky it is. Like you can get it just to the right density, so you have the right draw. So this is kind of like your user interface. Shows you the total pre-rolls, shows you pre-rolls per hour, life counter, your past weights.
Okay.
And all that goes up to the cloud. So it's great for production facilities that want to pull, like how many joints did we do today versus yesterday? And it gives you all that data right at your fingertips. Well, as you know, like everybody knows in the cannabis industry, it's sticky, it's dusty. So that was the whole reason for the size of the machine. Like if you make it small, less moving parts, it's way easier to clean. So our overall flower path is really short, and it's all open. There's no screw augers, no moving parts that you have to get a toothbrush in there. It's very open, and so the most of it you can do with just a simple blow down. Just blow down, wipe down a couple spots. It's like less than 10 minutes.
So what is your recipe on the Blackbird for the perfect pre-roll?
Ah, man. Well, it starts with flour, right? Like you gotta have well-cured flour, right? Like that's first and foremost. So I'm always, I'm going upstream. Typically, I'm like, what are you guys doing drying out your flour and pulverizing it? Like, so you start there. And then the second is, just making sure that you have a good operator, somebody that can like feel the joint that comes out and be like, oh yeah, that's the right one. And then your post check, we have a new device, the draw check. And maybe every like 100 joints, you take a joint, you put on the draw check, and it says, this is within the parameters for a perfect joint. Because it's a pretty simple design, there's only a few moving parts. It is really easy to train. And typically one operator can hit, 5,000-6,000 joints a day relatively easily. Compare that with like a knockbox, that's probably like 6 to 8 people. And you also have the consistency of a machine that's, you're gonna hit that consistency every single joint. My favorite part about the show is seeing all my customers and like seeing all the people that I've had these relationships with for a while, and that's my expectation, is to see everybody again and do some high fives. And yeah, the ROI thing, I mean, all my customers, they love us because it's like we take care of them and they're making money with the machine, and so it's always a good moment seeing them.
Anything that we could look for in the future from RollPros?
Bigger, better, faster, like I'm never done, so like there's always something that we can do to it. I've always had blunts on my radar, so like not a super heavy, high volume item, but we got the technology to really make a great blunt. So that'll be in the works.